Today's podcast, episode 5, the topic is Don't Bring Your Past into Your Present. Leave all baggage behind. The truth is, if we don't deal with our past, it will control our present and dictate our future. Let me repeat that. If we don't deal with our past, it will control our present and dictate our future. If we are not careful, our past will creep into our present, settle there, and hinder our future. It can derail our present and our future. You may ask me, I don't really understand what you mean. Tell me more. All right, I will tell you more. For example, our past behaviors, habits, procrastination, unpleasant things that occur in our lives, we want to keep them in the past. I was speaking to a friend a few days ago who complained that I was bringing up things of the past to her. She said, "You need to stop telling me that I'm a terrible friend. I have changed. That was in the past." I stopped to think about what she was saying. She has not changed. I cannot see that changing her. She wants me to see her as a changed person, but her past behavior remains in the present. Hence the reason for the topic today. Now, what is change? According to the dictionary, change is to take a different position, to take a different course, to take a different direction, to become different. Therefore, we cannot say that we have changed without showing evidence of that change. You must be determined to surrender the past in order to satisfy or fulfill your present. Let us look at the life of Joseph in Genesis 39 from verses 1 to 20. Now, don't worry about it. I will not be reading from verses 1 to 20. I will leave that for you to do on your spare time. Please read Genesis 39 from verses 1 to 20. Now, in Genesis 39 1 to 20, Joseph has taught us how to surrender our past to gain a successful present. He was willing to surrender his past hurts, sufferings, and fears, which eventually empowered him to live a life pleasing to his God. He was able to achieve his goals and reach his highest potential. To summarize the story, Joseph gained the favor of his boss, who trusted him to be in charge of running his house. One day, his boss's wife tried to sleep with him. In fact, she was begging him to do so often, but he kept refusing her offer. However, on this particular day, she insisted that he slept with her. She grabbed him by his clothes and said, "You will not run away from me today, not today." But he pulled himself from her embrace and ran away, leaving his clothes in her hands. I could almost hear some of you men laughing and say how foolish she was. He did not take that opportunity. He was really foolish. No, my friends, he wasn't foolish. He was not foolish at all, but thought it was best to run away from his past, never to return to it. I love the part where he left his clothes in her hands and refused to return to retrieve it or retrieve them. The lesson learned here is to run away. Never return to old behaviors. Never return to old habits. Run, leave them behind. Don't bring your past behaviors and habits into your present. They are all baggages or baggage. Leave them behind. In order to leave your past in the past and not bring it into the present, you must be willing to observe your old behaviors. You are willing to observe and evaluate and confront those behaviors. You must refuse them. You must run from them. You must leave them behind and don't return for them. Don't look back. Don't look back. Keep them in the past, way in the past. If you do the opposite, you will always keep your past in your present. Also, know that if you never get rid of the past, it will always creep up and show its ugly face at any opportune time into your present and remain there. It will not only derail your present, but also your future. So, once again, my words of encouragement are to reflect on your past behaviors and habits and failures. Get rid of your past, such as procrastination. Procrastination is our enemy. Do not put off what you can do for today for tomorrow. Run far away from your past and leave them behind. They are all baggage. You know what they are. You know what they are. Just stop and think. What are those things? What are those things that I want to keep in the past and that I do not want to creep up in my present because I want to change? Surrender your past to gain a better present and a bright future. Now that we have moved on from 2020 and we have learned valuable lessons, I pray that God will allow us to move on into a new year, 2021, and live a victorious life. So my friends, God loves you and I love you too. Be blessed and let us all strive to live righteous lives.